Come to Remora TC to trade like a shark and not get eaten by one. Let's school together to protect and grow our money. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is April 22nd, Wednesday. The market just closed. It's been a pretty tumultuous week since the last video. So let's get started to review what has transpired over the past week. Starting things off with triple Qs, you can see that my annotations showed a lot of resistance. I thought perhaps price wouldn't continue its upward move. Overall, my direction over the past few weeks has been to the downside for triple Qs. Based on all of this bearishness on the left here, from late last year until now, price just moving sideways. It finally dipped and it found support down here, hence I put the whale. But I didn't anticipate that price would do this, essentially a parabolic move up. What I want to do is clean up the chart real quick and then we'll analyze it some more. Get rid of some of these annotations. This did play out as support because it hit it here. So I'll just delete it for now. But I do want to annotate this gap. Let's do it right here. Okay, here's a gap. Sizable. The gap fill up here took place, a while back. I just kept this yellow box here just to help remind us of where price was moving. I really thought that this line here would be resistance. At the moment, we're at all-time highs, okay, for triple Qs. So this is the NASDAQ chart, essentially. What I'm going to do is switch to the weekly and get a perspective on the weekly. What you can see is you can see the all-time highs here. I'll just move this line over. Okay, all-time highs. But you can also see that with the all-time highs, there is, from a weekly perspective, divergence. Okay, this is bearish divergence. But I know we don't often trade on the weekly chart, trade off of the daily chart. So what I'm looking at is right here. Okay, I can see the beginnings. Let's see, let's zoom in here. Yep, the beginnings of bearish divergence on the daily chart. Okay, it's just peeked its head right here. So price is going upward, divergence, which is momentum. Momentum is waning. I'm not going to slap a shark here yet. I think what they're going to do is they're going to continue to push it up so that they can build more of the narrative to get more people to buy in. Okay, so I think all this buying here, you can see, check out the volume candles here. Volume candles are going downward. That means less interest, less people wanting to buy in until they can get to a certain point where they will unload and you'll see some big red candles, okay? Red volume days. So for now, I'm going to change my annotation here. So it didn't break. Essentially, it didn't break as I thought it would, like right here, right? It broke a little bit, but then the buyers came back in and scooped it back up. And at each price point, I kept thinking it would be overhead resistance, and in fact, it hasn't been. So fair play for the market makers here. They're able to get these smaller guys to buy in, which is fine. Let them buy in. But ultimately, it will fail. So I'm just going to go put my arrow here. Okay. So perhaps it'll take another attempt at this lower trend line before the bigger selling begins. Okay, so this black trend line is what we're looking at. So, all right, I'm telling you, don't go long here. Okay, don't jump in and follow the hype. On to Microsoft. All right, so we saw here some bullish divergence, hence I put the two whales, okay? And I thought that the divergence, bullish divergence, would come up to resistance here or resistance here. But in fact, you can see price continued to move upward to this 433 zone. Now the question is, how much more momentum is there? Let's clean this guy up real quick. So we've got the 200-day up here, and you have this gap. So I think what's going to happen is price is attempting to come up and fill the gap. Okay, the 200-day goes like this. I'll make it blue. And the question is, where's the resistance? Is there room for those who want to go long Microsoft to jump in now? If I were you, I'd wait for Microsoft to come back down to this zone down here, right on this line here. Okay, thereabouts, to make this support. So I'll switch this to a green line here as support. So if pricing come back down to this area, that might be some decent support, just for a near-term bullish move. Okay, near-term bullish move, because this, yes, this is bullish, but to me it's not convincing. It's not like this bearish sell signal here, okay, which resulted in, a much bigger move downward. So from here down to, let's see, down to here that's like a 35% move, okay? So this reverse move upward isn't going to move, all the way up there. So let's say it was down here, the gap fill, let's say the 200-day, and here's the gap fill, 33%. So, all right, I mean, it's possible it'll get to the top part of this gap fill. It's very possible. Let's go to the weekly. I want to check the overall big picture. Big picture, yeah, the big picture is further downward, okay? So maybe in the near term, this is a rebound play up to about this 480 for the gap fill on the daily. But it will pose more resistance. You can also see that the 200-day, the blue line here, is moving sideways. It's very much a sideways move. Whereas if we zoom out, this time frame here from 23, end of 2022, all the way up here, you can see the rate, the trajectory is very steep. But right now, the action over the past, let's say, year and a half has been fairly sideways. So price is going to bounce around sideways here. So anyway, I'm not convinced this is an opportunity to go long Microsoft. Okay, I'm going to delete this real quick so as not to confuse myself. Let's see. Let's delete this for now. So the move. All right. All right. So something like that. It may come up here, hit some overhead resistance at the 200-day. And yeah, will it fill the gap? It might, but so I'll just put it like this, okay? But there may be resistance here at the gap fill before further low prices for Microsoft. Let's switch over to GDX. This is the gold play. Gold play continues to be behaving within this bearish triangle. So you can see that it's above the triangle over the past week and a half. Yesterday sold down, okay, to the bottom edge of this triangle used as support. So it's right here. So price is going to continue to break. I'm just going to slide this over because it hasn't broken yet. So it might break somewhere over here. Okay. Further low prices for GDX. No change in the overall direction. Over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a little bit of a upward move here, but you can see how I drew this triangle. I'll make it orange. It's kind of a nice color, in fact. Let's make it thicker. Like that. Okay. So you can see that it's been moving in this channel, and it's also It also has bearish divergence right here. Okay, the bearish divergence is at this top part of this, triangle that I've drawn. You can draw this all the way out, okay, but I'm not. It's just too much of a line to draw. But this will break. It will break somewhere. And when it breaks, for the low prices, overall, for Bitcoin. Okay, so right now, everybody's happy at about 78. My prediction of 58 is still in play, not done yet. Okay, and then my next prediction was 42. So let's get to 58 first, and then 42. Okay. No change in the Bitcoin overall move. Now, what they might do, let's just kind of move this over here. Here's the 200-day. They might push it to the 200-day. Fair. And 200-day would pose resistance. Okay. And then it'll fail. But it's not much more. I don't think, everyone's going to get excited because the numbers are big, as in numbers of digits, 75,000, 78,000. The number sounds very enormous. But from a percentage standpoint, it's not that significant. From, let's see where we are now, to the 200-day, it's about a 5%, 7% move, 5 to 7%. And then on the downside, from where we are now, even to 58, that's a 25% move. So really, I'm bearish in the near term for Bitcoin. Switching to a financial stock, American Express. Yeah, I put the whale here saying, hey, near-term buy signal came with its bullishness. You can see the price is moving up. And indeed it has, okay? And it hit what I thought would have been minimally the 200-day. 200-day moved over to the side, which is fine. So if you got your entry down here, then great, you're up about 15% almost. So the question is there further momentum to the upside? I'm looking at the RSI here. It hasn't lost momentum yet, so really it's going to continue. So it'll probably continue up to this 343. So yeah, if you're still in the play, keep going. And then you might want to say, well, is there a gap fill to be made up here? Is there an argument for it? There might be, in fact. So let's look at the weekly real quick. Weekly. Okay, so the weekly doesn't show it. It doesn't look convincing to me on the weekly. So right now, I think resistance will be up in this zone here. Okay. Yeah, doubtful that I'll get up here. Doubtful. But if it is, then good for you because you got the entry down here, as I told you to. Let's go to LGEN, the other financial play from a British market standpoint. I drew this zone here being resistance, okay? And indeed it has been. And is there any divergence? Let's see. Looking at this. Right now I don't see the divergence, bearish divergence. I don't see it. But I do see this as being a zone of resistance. So overall, lower prices for LGEN. Yeah, just lower prices. Yeah, let me just delete this so that doesn't look so messy. There you go. Let's switch to the defense stocks, Northrop. Northrop playing out as I suspected. You can see it here. Okay, my triangle, it broke. Okay, now it's down and it hit this purple line. I mean, people, oh, what more can I say? Right? You can see how it came down, hit this trend line right here, this one. As I said that would be a, excuse me, where'd it go? There it is. So it came down, hit this line yesterday, okay? Used it as support for the end of the day. Then today, further selling. And it got down this purple one, underneath the purple one, so which is much bigger. So this whole play worked out. So if you had gotten out up here, as I had told you, then great, you would have protected yourself on this move. So the move from here to here. That's a 20% move down. Now the question is, if you haven't already gotten out, what should you do? Well, I do not see any bullish divergence. There's none. I put this here, okay, from about a week ago, but I didn't put the whale because it wasn't convincing to me. All the defense stocks are playing out the same way. So right here, you can see that the divergence, the momentum is far down below on the RSI. It's about at 20 from an RSI standpoint. But I don't see anything for price to come back up. If I look at the hourly, I see a little bit of divergence on the hourly, okay? Bullish divergence. But the hourly isn't super convincing to me at the moment. I think the overall move tomorrow will be price will attempt to overcome the purple. I'm going to slide the purple to the right just so that we can keep track of it. It's a beautiful call I made here. So there isn't a lot of momentum upward, okay? Earnings just came out. Yeah, positive earnings, all that stuff. It's the narrative. They need liquidity, people. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to push price up, okay? They're going to find a reason to push price up to this 200-day. And then they'll say, you know what? We've got good news. I'll push it up to the 200-day and then further selling. So it'll be something like this. Up, hit the 200-day, and then overall further selling as I had predicted. Okay, so essentially no change in my Northrop prediction because I don't see any change in momentum. So right now, all of this price action from the start of March till now has all been a unraveling of this bearish momentum move here. Hence I put the shark. Okay, I said, hey, that's what they're going to do. So there you have it. If you had gotten out up here, then you made a nice profit and you're sitting on some nice gains. What I'm concerned about for those of you who are in this ticker is this magnet down here at around the 515 zone. Okay, price is going to go down there. So just, I told you. All right, so that's Northrop. Let's go to the oil play. Now remember, I said, watch out for this. The bait. I wrote the words up here. Bait. They're going to bait us. Bait you. In fact, they baited, but they didn't bait as hard as I thought they would. I thought they would push it up further. So they didn't. Overall, my prediction was to the downside. It just happened perhaps a smidge earlier than I thought. Okay. But I did put the bait signal here and I said, watch out. They're going to bait you. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit just because I thought they were going to bait us harder. They didn't. What they're going to do is they're going to attempt to get folks to buy back in until they can hit this resistance zone again and then further low prices. Okay. So really, no change in the overall prediction because there is no bullishness here. We're just unwinding all this bearishness. Okay. Yeah, it's a good ploy. They did a really phenomenal job of baiting everybody to go long on the oil play, only to sell it. Okay, and they're going to do the same. Earnings is coming up. They might push price up again up here. They might move price above again to get a double top. Okay, one top here, perhaps another top here, with further bearishness, and then they'll sell it again. So that's just kind of how they're going to do it. But ultimately, I think it's going to come down to this zone here, about 123. It may take a couple months. It may take, I don't know, till September. All right. So, yeah, I don't see anything that tells me to go long ExxonMobil. Now, this ticker I've been talking about. This is one of the few long plays that I've been telling you about for the past couple of weeks. I said if you can take an entry anywhere along down here, in fact, even here, perfect. I drew this little line here to say, hey, if you can get entry right here, that would be beautiful. And in fact, on Monday, the price dipped right below it, and that would have been an amazing entry for you. Okay, so if you're in the trade, fantastic. Now, where is the potential? The potential is this gap fill here. So it would be about a 50% move up to the gap fill. So I wish for you much luck in this trade because it would be a good one. And leave me a comment if you're in it. Let me know, especially when you cash out of here. And you'd be like, hey, you made me some big bucks so that I can buy my kids a nice Christmas present or something. All right. And that's it for today. These tickers are behaving a bit erratically in some cases, just because it's a movement by the big fish. The sharks and the whales are attempting to fake us out to get liquidity so that they can either dump or buy. If you like this channel, if you like today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you want me to review. Give me an opportunity to help you help me find some good trades, and share my material with your friends and family. As always, good luck with your trades.